Then I go to the pharmacy where there's two other girls that I know, and I get the tube, and on the tube it says, apply to penis as needed.
Okay, let's get over to Scotty B. And I don't know if you know Scotty B that well. We love him. I've known him since he was a kid. We all have, right? He grew up on our show. Now he's up there in age.
Hey, what the hell?
But you're still always going to be my little Scotty. Anyway, so you went to the dermatologist the other day.
Yeah.
I want you to share the story with the world as you shared it with us. Go.
Well, I mean, it was one of the most embarrassing days of my life, probably top 2. I had a physical about a month ago, and I mentioned to the doctor that I found a little mole down there that I had never seen before.
Down there meaning where?
In my groin area.
On your dinger?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
May we say the word penis? Say it with me.
Sure.
Penis.
Yes.
All right, so you found a little mole on your penis.
Yeah, so obviously I was concerned. He said, go have a full body scan at the dermatologist. And so he scheduled one for me. I had never been to this doctor before because I usually go to a female, and I didn't really want to do that. So he scheduled this guy for me. So I get there. I'm sitting in the waiting room, and this young, attractive, assistant comes out and says, Scott? I was like, yes. So I followed her into the room. She said, have you ever had one of these before? I said, no. She said, you have to take off all your clothes. I'll give you a robe. Is there any specific areas that you want him to look at that you're having a problem with? I said, well, I have this little thing on my cheek here, and I have a little thing on my forehead that I want him to look at, and also I have a little something on my man part.
Penis, on your penis.
Well, but that's what I said. I was embarrassed.
You said man part?
I said man part, and she giggled a little bit and whatever. And she said,
okay.
Yeah, she said, okay, he'll be right in. So I wait about, 3 or 4 minutes, and then they both come back in. I was like, okay. So he's like, all right, lay back, and says, she's typing, and he's like, okay, he has a molluscus on the upper left, whatever, and she's typing whatever he's saying. And then, he looks at my front and my back, and he's like, okay, do you want to show me your penis? And I said, okay. And meanwhile, she's standing right behind at the computer. So first I had to check to make sure, I wasn't like acorned, because I didn't,
Fluffed yourself?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's cold.
You did a little self-fluffer.
Yes. So
okay, stop right there.
Yeah.
So Froggy, Nate, aren't you guys the same? When you know they're going to be looking there, don't you kind of like pull it out and make sure it's
It's like It's like a turtle in its shell, man. It just goes right back in.
Yeah. Okay, back to you, Scotty.
So anyway, I kind of covered most of it with my hand, and I said, yeah, it's that right there. It's that little raised thing. He's like, does it get irritated after intercourse? And I said, well, that's not really an issue right now. And he's like, what about when you play with yourself?
Oh, my gosh!
That's exactly what he said.
He didn't use the M word?
No, he said play with yourself. And I was like, I guess a little. I said also when I ride my bike,
What, like backgammon?
Yes.
I don't understand playing with myself.
Solitaire.
See, at that point, I would make him say, what? What do you mean playing with myself?
Well, and then I said, okay, so also sometimes when I ride my bike, the friction a little bit. He's like, okay, well, we'll have you come back and we'll do this and we'll take everything off, whatever. But in the meantime, I'll give you some ointment. And I said, okay. He said, same pharmacy? I said, yes. So he said, all right, put your clothes back on. We'll see you, when we see you. So I went out to the reception area. And, of course, the receptionist says, do you need another appointment? I said, I think so. I'm not sure. So she calls the girl over that was in the room. Does he need another appointment? And she's like, yeah, in a month. She says, okay. And she's typing on the computer. Is your email address still scottyb@elvisduran.com? And I was like, are you serious?
How crowded was the waiting room?
There were 6 or 7 people in there, plus the girl that was in the room with me. And I was like, yeah, I guess it is. So then I left there. Then I go to the pharmacy where there's 2 other girls that I know, and I get the tube, and on the tube it says, apply to penis as needed. I'm like, what? I'm like, why doesn't it say affected area? It said penis on the tube. So I can never go back to that pharmacy. And I don't know if I want to go back to the dermatologist.
No.
This is awesome.
That was a terrible day.
No, it wasn't. You know what? Look, you know what? My physician, she is the best doctor in the world, and she has seen every square inch of my body because I love her and I trust her with my life. And sometimes you got to look around the fact that you're a little embarrassed,
Okay,
you should.
I just figured there'd be like a male assistant in there.
Right. I feel like that doctor did Scotty wrong.
Yeah.
Well, no. But had Scotty requested a male assistant, maybe that'd be a different situation.
I wanted to say, is she going to stay in here? But I didn't have the words, so I just let him do his thing.
You can say if something makes you uncomfortable. Like when they bring the students around and they're like, do you mind if the whole class observes? That's a no for me, dog. Absolutely, I mind. No, get him out
I've
of
done
here.
that too. Gandhi, I've done that. They brought in, this blah, blah, blah is tailing me today and shadowing me. I'm like, not here is not.
They did that.
Outta
They
here.
did that when one of my kids was born. There was like 12 students leaning over my newborn child. They're like, "Are you okay with this?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay with this. Thank you. Don't cough on him. Thank you."
I know you got to learn, but you got to learn somewhere else.
Seriously.
Wow. All right. It's really funny how uptight we get. And look, I'm not saying I'm immune to it totally, but yeah.
I was just embarrassed, that's all.
Yeah, you don't want to just pull your junk out in front of anybody.
And I never met this guy before.
Right.
But it's not junk in that room. It's a part of your body. It's a medical examination. It's different, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They don't care.
No.
They've seen one, they've seen them all, but
I mean,
it's hard
but
to think that way.
We say that all the time, and then every now and then we'll get someone calling up like, "You're not gonna believe what I saw." Like, I
That's
wanna
the
be that
thing.
story.
They totally talk about it. And I have his email address now.
So does everyone else because you dropped it on the air.
What's your question, Scary?
Don't you have one private email address that doesn't refer to Scotty B or Elvis Duran? I know I have one for times like this.
It's like crank yanker at Yahoo.
No, I do, but that email address gets so much garbage that I feel like I would miss important emails, so I just have a work address there.
Now, Scotty, would you agree that it made it worse because she was young and attractive?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
if she would have been some old hag, I'd be like, whatever.
No, that's not nice.
Idiot.
What?
Old hags need loving too.
Here,
Said the
take a
old
look at
hag.
this.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, I have to go back in a month.
But wait a minute. At the beginning of the conversation, you said one of two most embarrassing things that ever happened to you in your life. Now it makes us wonder, what's the other one?
Oh, that's when I pooped myself in second grade. I remember that day so clearly.
Oh,
my God.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
let's go
bad.
talk to Alice on line 19. Hey, Alice.
Hi.
Did you hear Scotty B's story? I mean, not an unusual story in the patient and doctor relationship, right?
Yeah, not at all. That's so funny. I was dying laughing. It was hilarious.
Oh,
First of all, let
great.
me say that. But no, as a pharmacy tech, like we see all kinds of stuff. We have to type like exactly what's on this prescription because if we don't, our pharmacist is going to send it back to us to literally type what's there. So we see all kinds of stuff. So I'm not.
Yeah, you see, like someone will roll through, like apply ointment to affected area on your penis.
Yup. Penis,
Well, no, but after you
vagina.
type the word penis over and over and vagina over and over, after a while, Alice, it's just a penis and vagina. It's
Exactly.
nothing more, right?
Nope.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get Scotty and everyone else and myself to understand that, you know, sometimes you're going to be splayed out with mirrors and lights and all sorts of gadgets and doodads.
But when they come in and you put a face to the penis, that's a whole different story.
Oh, my goodness.
Wear a ski mask next time.
Would you drew a little face on your penis?
Yes, I did.
It's the
Smiling.
strangest thing. All right, well, that's where things are a little different. All right, Alice, thank you. Thanks for letting us know that it's just another day at the job for you guys. Are you barking? What's going on here? What is it? Do you hear that?
I heard
Yeah,
a little.
I heard it.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you, Alice. Take care. So,
Nate brings up
my
a great
gosh.
point. If they give you ointment for your penis in a small tube, they know it's not a very large infected
It was
area.
a giant tube, trust me.
Oh, man.
I know.
Scotty.
It was. I'll never use
can't-
all this in my life.
You can't compare the affected area to the size of the penis.
All I
It's two
needed was a
different things.
sample. I just needed a sample size.
No, if you had a penis the size of your leg, they would give you much more ointment than if you got one the size of your pinky. They're like, well, this is going to last a long time.
You know what? I'm going to use it from now on. If someone ever asks how large it is, I'm going to say, well, it's a sample size.